This is the last in the series, Tell Them, and I hope you've enjoyed it and that it's helped you to remember to tell all the children in your sphere of influence all the good things and all the goodness of God. In Mark 5:19, Jesus is giving instructions to someone, and he says this: "Go home to your own people and tell them how much the Lord has done for you and how he's had mercy on you." And if you read the before story to this verse, this directive is told to a man that's been living in tombs and bound by chains. This same man often cried and cut himself with stones, and Jesus spoke to this man and set him free from all the demons that were tormenting him. The next part of the story, we read about all the people that had known this man before, and now they see him fully clothed in his right mind, and they were afraid of Jesus. But then Jesus told this man to go home to his own people and tell them the story of his deliverance and the mercy granted to him. Sometimes, in fact often, Jesus helped and healed people and provided for their needs and told them not to tell other people. Jesus didn't want people to just hear about his miracles, but rather about salvation. And in this story, Jesus told this man to share his story. And it's a story of a miracle, yes, but it's a miracle of transformation. This man had been an outcast. Others were afraid of him, and the man had no way to free himself from the chains that tormented his spirit. He was lost. Jesus was the only one able to set this man free to live without torment and without chains. In this final devotional called Tell Them, we are reminded to tell our own people our salvation story. I doubt any of us have lived in tombs or carried actual chains around our ankles and feet, but we do have a story to tell of how we were once bound by something and set free by his mercy. But have your kids actually heard your story, or do they think you've been a Christian, mom and dad, aunt, grandparent all of your life? Think about your own story and consider telling the kids one of these. How you were bound up in addiction and God set you free. How you were steeped in judgment and racism and God's mercy enabled you to love. How you were religious and pious and proud and God's mercy changed your heart. How you were angry and hateful and God's love granted you peace. How you were afraid and fearful, but his mercy brought life. And how you were in desperate need of a sound mind, but his mercy granted you a whole new life. When this man began to tell, all the people were amazed. And when we begin to share our stories with the kids, there's a sort of family exchange that occurs. Our family hears and listens to our stories, not ones where we point the finger or puff up or criticize, but stories that point to him and his mercy on when we were living in dark spaces, chained to destructive habits and ideas, and he spoke, and we now sit clothed and free to live. And it isn't just for freedom's sake that we live. It's to tell the story to the next generation. There are so many stories to tell, our own stories of freedom, how God has blessed our kids when they weren't even aware, and stories of his great love that's been manifest to us. So when we tell them the stories of our answered prayers, the protection, the provision, we have to remember the biggest story of all is our personal journey. How we were like the prodigal that left the Father's house and found ourselves in a pen of pigs, and how we ran home to the Father because we knew that his arms would be wide open to receive us and forgive us. And how he not only forgives, but he restores and sets right that which was broken and wrong, and how his mercies new every morning, his compassion never fails, and how we still fail, but we make mistakes, but there he is, the Father with healing in his hands. History museums exist in every city, from the big to the small, with rich history of how your town became a town, where the people originated from, the artifacts and the wars and the victories and all of the things. We take vacations to visit them, from memorials to statues to big monuments and more, because it's fascinating to learn and imagine about the stories of old. It doesn't have to be long or complicated or written in stone, but our story has to be told. The greatest story on earth, tell it to your children, your children's children, and to every generation. Build a foundation on which they can fall and then stand back up stronger than before. Offer them these stories when they come to their senses and they recall the goodness of God in the land of the living, and they experience his mercy that breaks their own chains and enables them to run free. Be encouraged to gather your family, enjoy a huge watermelon maybe before the summer's end, and share it with everyone, as stories and life is shared with each bite around a large table or on a huge blanket or under a canopy of sunshine, cloud, or the moons at night. Your pick, but tell them.